Good evening and welcome to the first edition of RGN, where we hope to brighten your week and tell you just why the world isn't as shit as it seems. I'm Ollie Pilling and feel free to call me Optimism Prime, Goody 2 News or an annoyingly happy-go-lucky Thanks Noah. Now, it's been a tough year, no doubt, but despite what the media tells us on a daily basis, it's not been all bad. In fact, 2020 has been a year of change, appreciation, adaptation, and has brought us all together in so many ways. Here's 43 reasons why 2020 isn't as bad as you thought. We began the year with the Golden Globes, hosted by controversial comedian Ricky Gervais. His attitude towards the show was how I believe God was thinking when he was creating 2020.
Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all gonna die soon, and there's no sequel. So,
Billie Eilish won big at the Grammys, swooping up 5 major category wins. At just 18 years old, she's the youngest ever to do so. Also, at the Grammys, Alicia Keys paid a special tribute to Gianna and Kobe Bryant alongside Boyz II Men.
2 years.
Rest in peace to those two, and to the other 7 beautiful souls lost in that accident. Going into February, Heads Together and the FA launched the Heads Up campaign alongside Prince William.
We too often bottle up our issues.
And avoid tackling our problems until sometimes things get serious.
And some of us can reach breaking point.
That's why Heads Together and the FA are partnering to launch Heads Up.
To help show the world that our mental health is just as important as our physical health.
They hope to make mental health an open discussion among fans and football players, urging them not to bottle up their emotions. Let's show the world what 2 little Latin girls can do, was what Jennifer Lopez told Shakira before shutting down the Super Bowl.
I have spent all of my life. I'm still Jenny from the block.
Parasite became the first ever foreign film to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards.
And the Oscar goes to Parasite.
Brad Pitt became my biggest man crush over the awards season.
I gotta add this to my Tinder profile.
Shout out to Santan Dave, who delivered an immensely powerful performance on Black Empowerment at the Brits. He also went home that night winning Best Album of the Year with Psychodrama.
All he would want is unity, funding for communities, equal opportunities, people under scrutiny, no more immunity, way less hatred, more conservation, less deforestation, we want rehabilitation, now that would be amazing, but Grenfell victims still need accommodation, and we still need support for the Windrush generation, reparations for the time our people spent on plantations. I'm done.
Other big winners were Stormzy, Mabel, Billie Eilish, Tyler the Creator, and Lewis Capaldi, who also took home the award for Best Speech of the night.
Hello. Thanks to my mum and dad for, making love. Thanks to my grandmother for dying. Sorry, I'll see you later.
And Harry Styles and Lizzo took home the award for Best Couple. A cat spoke, well high, in a southern accent. Heavy rain was heaven sent to help extinguish the fires in Australia. The world welcomed the first 2 cheetahs to be born through IVF, each weighing as much as a soup of a can.
A soup of a can?
All of that great news, and it only takes us to the end of February. Heading into March, it was announced that the 2nd person had been cured of HIV. A cure's on the way, guys. Harvey Weinstein sentenced to prison for numerous sex crimes. Now we've come to mid-March, and I think we all know what happened in mid-March.
The most serious health crisis in a century.
The coronavirus
Internet
pandemic.
Coronavirus
Pandemic experts. When will life return to normal?
Yes, the world was taken by storm with coronavirus going into lockdown. But what I want to know is why we weren't covering this. In 2019, the air quality levels in India were so low that it was declared a health emergency. Just 1 week into lockdown, NASA recorded a 20-year low pollution level in India, and New Delhi's pollution level dropped 60%. And it wasn't just India who reaped the effect of this. Clearer water in Venice canals, carbon emissions dropped significantly all over the world, and wild animals roamed freely in lockdown cities. So by staying at home, not only were we helping to fight the global pandemic, but we were also helping to fight climate change. Shout out to my old man, who told me I'd never get anywhere in life by sitting on my arse at home doing nothing. Look at me back then saving the world. Talking about animals roaming freely, some of the residents at Chicago's Shed Aquarium got to take a stroll around the exhibits. Meet Edward, Annie, Monty, and one of the oldest penguins in America, Wellington. Now that alone should make lockdown worth it. Tiger King helped us pass time and give us a slew of amazing memes. People discovered their creative side with TikTok. Here are a few of my personal favourites and trends.
Go, 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 beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you. Nothing on you.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a chopper. It's a chopper. Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a 22.
Makes sense, put the rollie on my wrist so they know what time it is.
He just wanna fuck with me cause I'm the one. He got all the drugs and I got all the guns.
Get that off the screen! Moving on swiftly. Late night talk shows stay determined to keep us amused from the comfort of their own homes, sometimes with the appearance of very special guests.
Yes, Captain America is on the show tonight. Chris Evans is on the show tonight.
I'm just happy it didn't end like this.
My apologies.
This 103-year-old grandma beat COVID-19 and celebrated with a Bud Light. My favourite part about quarantine, despite all the obvious contradictions, was the sense of community it brought to all of us. Everyone was finally doing their bit to help.
Where a young brother and sister put on a concert for a 78-year-old neighbor who had shut herself off from the virus and the world. In Italy, where so many have died and so many more are isolated, they sing to each other from balconies.
Obviously, the epitome of this was the clap for carers that took place all over the world each week. Italy. America. Spain. And even in England, where everyone's usually a miserable sod. I think that this time of general gratitude and care for one another is the best I've ever seen on this planet. I'm not saying that to be dramatic, but if this hasn't shown you how much good is still on this planet, then I don't know what will. Well, maybe the penguins. And it wasn't just the general public doing their part. Some of the biggest stars from across the globe got together for remote charity events and free concerts. Disney Plus launched all over the world, bringing back some of our childhood favourite films, shows and characters, exactly when we needed them. Spotify launched their daily wellness playlist to help ease our anxieties. DC finally gave their fans what they've been demanding for years now, and the Snyder Cut of Justice League will be released next year on HBO Max. All this fantastic news, and not one person in the media is talking about this. Wrong. One man, one incredible specimen of a man, came through and helped everyone keep their chins up during quarantine. That man is none other than John Krasinski. You are a legend, sir. And without your lockdown special series, Some Good News, this show wouldn't be what it is. Hopefully we can have you on the show sometime. Marcus Rashford petitioned to bring back free school meals for children in England and actually got the government to listen, evaluate and act. From all of us, thank you Marcus Rashford for using your platform to make a change. Through the many selfless acts of celebrities, titan companies and comic book movie studios, one man stood out as a hero like no other. Captain Thomas Moore raised £32 million for the NHS by completing 100 laps of his own garden in the lead up to his 100th birthday. He went on to be knighted by the Queen herself, becoming Captain Sir Thomas Moore. Well deserved, sir. Well deserved. After a tragic murder of another unarmed black man, the Black Lives Matter movement demanded change, and together we made sure we got it. The protest sparked a number of racially motivated murder cases to be reopened. Nike invested $40 million into the black communities. The LA mayor took $130 million away from the police department to be put into black communities, and Blackout Tuesday got everyone's attention. It wasn't just African Americans who protested, but people of all races and ethnicities from all over the world too. Here is a video of one of the top-ranking officers in America taking a kneel with the protesters.
And blew up your city!
Shit, bro, I like that.
Nation, more police officers like these cops in Atlanta take a knee to show solidarity with protesters. In D.C., bicycle cops are on one knee in front of the Trump family-owned hotel, greeted by hugs from protesters. Protesters join the officers. The exchange ends with hugs and fist bumps.
2020 was a year for using our voices and demanding change, and that most definitely didn't slow down throughout the year. Same-sex marriage was legalized in Costa Rica. It is the first country in Central America to do so, and most definitely won't be the last. After releasing his critically acclaimed debut feature film, Rapman returned his annual wrap-up series, and we got this one early.
The Last Dance documentary by MJ. If you aren't inspired, then I just don't know. Fam, I went from doing that videos on the edits to doing movies with Russell Crowe.
Are you not entertained?
Eat Out to Help Out allowed many restaurants to stay in business coming out of lockdown, meaning many of us flocked to our favourite local restaurants to support them. Drive-through cinemas returned, giving my parents a nostalgia overload. Speaking of cinemas, in 2020 we welcomed many incredible films, despite the disruption. Some of my personal favourites being Christopher Nolan's mind-boggling blockbuster, Tenet, the long-awaited classic, Hamilton, and the hilarious, yet heartwarming, close to biographical comedy, Pete Davidson's The King of Staten Island. Meghan and Harry left the royals with plans to educate the youth with their brand new production company.
It's not my thing.
They did, Noah. Despite having an unfair system originally in place, GCSEs and A-levels did a full 180. They changed it to predicted grades, meaning myself and many others were extremely overmarked and happy. Over in the music world, Ed Sheeran welcomed his first child, a baby girl. Taylor Swift dropped an enormous surprise album, as did Childish Gambino, and both Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion had a breakthrough year. Justin Bieber starred in Drake's and DJ Khaled's smash hit music video Popstar, returning to his 2014 style of living life. Over in America, the FCC approved the National Suicide Hotline to be a 3-digit number, like other emergency services. That won't be put in place until 2022, but in the meantime, here's a reminder of the National Suicide Prevention Helplines. Talking about the fight against mental illness, our own short film, Stepping Stone, continues to gain huge momentum as it hopes to get the world talking about mental health. Please don't forget to show some love to our social media accounts, and if you're a big A-list celebrity watching this, please get in touch. We need your help to break the internet and to make mental health an open discussion. Part of what makes 2020 so great is all the memes about it being so bad. Like, come on guys, it's not that bad. And 2020 isn't over yet. A Friends reunion is on the way.
Smelly cat, it's not your fault.
And our final bit of good news is that you're here. You made it through all the rough parts of the year. You woke up today. You're alive to watch this video. Now go and give back to the community. Do a fundraising event for charity. Show your appreciation for your loved ones. Or maybe even share this video with a friend to brighten up their day. You've made it to this point for a reason. Now what are you going to do to say thanks? Please share any stories or ideas that you come up with to give back to the community by using #RGN, and you might be featured in the next episode. Until then, stay happy and healthy. Optimism Prime, signing out.